Man, things have been clicking in New Braunfels the last 3 years, especially since the start of the pandemic. Families learned, hey, they don't have to stay in their states anymore. They can work from home. So they moved here to New Braunfels area in droves. And it drove the home prices up and up and up and up. And things were moving really fast until this month I started noticing things slow down. And families who were dead set on moving to the New Braunfels area, all of a sudden, overnight, seemingly, their plans changed. And families under contract on a new house or a resale house quickly fell out of contract. And now we start hearing what we haven't heard in a long time, the R word.
If I had to gamble all that I own, I think we're going to go into recession.
Wow, we haven't heard the R word in such a long time. And that comment is coming from one of the busiest, if not the busiest mortgage office in all of New Braunfels. So today, we're gonna hit it hard, guys. We are going to address concerns of a recession, and if those concerns will eventually lead to a housing market crash here in the New Braunfels area. I still can't believe I'm saying this. We're going to continue speaking to the lender you just heard from and speak with more experts, including home builders, small and custom home builders, to find out what they're seeing. And if things are slowing down, hey, we're gonna ask them, can you finally reduce your home prices? And are we walking into a buyer's market? If you guys are new here to my channel, thanks so much for hopping on, because every week we are trying to put out relevant content just like this about what it's like to live in New Braunfels. Now, I wouldn't say we've come to a stop or even a crawl with the housing market here in New Braunfels, because we still have a great demand from families who want to move to this area and very, very few homes for sale. But I have noticed a slowdown, especially the last 2, 3, 4 weeks. Mortgage rates we have not seen in 15 years are pumping the brakes on some families' plans to move to the area.
We've gone from February to in the threes to March, April into 4.875. There was a point and a half in a month.
Yeah.
It's too hard on the market. I do see a slowdown in builder contracts coming in for custom homes.
Mm-hmm.
And I do see a slowdown in purchase contracts coming in on my end.
Rates now for a 30-year fixed, 740 credit score, 20% down in the upper fives. Are you kidding me? Such a sharp contrast to the last 3 years, but you know, something had to give, and maybe it was the economy being stimulated 1 or 2 times or 3 times more than it really needed to, and we started seeing everybody, you guys started noticing prices everywhere started to inflate, started to go up, and the only way to deflate is to raise interest rates to discourage buying, discourage families from buying things like homes. Mission accomplished.
Well, it's slowing down. I've noticed that the folks that are coming in, you know, they can go online and schedule themselves for an appointment. And so it is people that they're looking, but they're not making a decision on their first or second conversation with us. So it's slowing down, I have noticed.
And it's not just one builder feeling the effects, the pinch, the fallout from these higher mortgage rates, guys. Not at all. It is across the board in New Braunfels, from your small Trek builders all the way up to your custom builders.
Are you getting a lot more business, or have you noticed
It's slow.
It's slowed down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why do you think that is? Interest rates, or?
Yeah, we got interest rates plus the cost, but it's a lot less people walking through the doors and calling us.
What have you noticed the last couple weeks or 3 or 4 weeks?
Definite significant decline in the people who are new clients walking through the door. It almost feels like it's just barely going.
One New Braunfels custom home builder did 14 proposals for families. Out of those 14, only 6 went into contract. The 8 families said, look, it's just too expensive with rates where they are and the price to build where it is right now. So the buyers, the market, which is the buyers, they are determining what's affordable and what's not affordable. So the question begs then, with fewer buyers in the pool, will home prices drop for resale and new construction, which is a huge part of New Braunfels? We asked a custom home builder, hey, listen, with the slowdown and fewer buyers, will you drop your home prices? Here's what he had to say.
So a lot revolves around lumber, and that's been so dang volatile. It's like Bitcoin, you can't get a handle on it. but it'll rise hopefully one of these days, and that'll help builders be less afraid of the volatility and tighter pricing to be more competitive. Are you going to see a significant drop in pricing? No. Let's say on $900,000 home, I could see it someday coming down $100,000. I could see that.
So there are very visible signs of a recession right now. We see, less spending going on after we hit a peak. But keep in mind, guys, keep this in mind. A recession is not the same as a housing market crash that we saw in 2008. We're in a much different place, guys, than we were 15 years ago. We have little supply of homes and still high demand. And families are finding a way around this right now. They're right-sizing their plans to move to the New Braunfels area and to purchase a house, and builders are having to shift.
Now folks are not going to be able to afford as much house. They're going to have to buy smaller homes. They won't be able to afford the larger homes anymore.
Okay, so what does that mean for you guys as builders? I mean,
they would probably adjust it, and we would start selling the lower priced homes. Since we've got so many different series of homes, instead of building the big series, we'll just build the lower series.
This right sizing it's a real thing, guys. It's taking place all across the New Braunfels area, including San Antonio.
Hey, Rod. So what we're seeing down here in San Antonio is a lot of our buyers, because interest rates have gone up, their price point has now gone down a little bit. And so a $450,000 buyer is now a $400,000 buyer. And so we're seeing buyers' buying power get compressed a little bit.
It makes sense, right? I mean, get creative. You don't need 3,500 square feet. Maybe just 27, 28 is good enough for you. And you can also get creative with your loan.
You shift from a 30-year fix to maybe an ARM. You fix to never wanting to buy down the rate to let's get some seller concessions to buy it down so it's not costing you.
Sure.
There's creative ways to minimize the pain.
So there are ways around this sharp rate hike and slowdown. Not a bubble, not a market crash, a slowdown. The vast majority of all homeowners right now have more equity in their homes than they ever have, compared to the years leading up to 2008 when homeowners sucked all the equity out of their homes, which led to the housing crash. And you guys remember back then, you saw for sale signs everywhere. Today, it's not like that at all. You're gonna see 1, 2, maybe 3. So we have fewer available homes for sale. In New Braunfels, it's less than a month. And that's why I'm not ready to sound the red alarm, because we're not headed to a housing crash, especially here in the New Braunfels area where we have 5 different buyer groups. 5. 2 of those buyer groups can pay in cash, so this doesn't impact them. Plus, New Braunfels is very insulated, very unique. We're in a unique situation, unique location between Austin and San Antonio. We have solid schools, we have our great city amenities, and our conservative values. People want that. So we're putting our current situation to the test right now. We asked a couple of our client families who moved here several months ago. Let's pretend they didn't move here and were thinking about it. Would they still move here?
That's a really good question, because we were committed to coming. And we were going to leave California, hell or high water, and the timing was perfect. Now, I still think I would have left California just because of everything that's going on there. We didn't realize that we were going to like New Braunfels as much as we did, or Texas for that matter. We thought we knew it was special, but we had no idea how cool it is.
given the rise in interest rates and in inflation, would you still make that move if it was today?
For me, personally, yes, because it's basically the whole ocean's gone up, not just New Braunfels. So my house out in California, I just checked, is worth way more than we even sold it for, and we thought we sold it for a lot more than we should have, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we were selling today and moving tomorrow, we would have more money to address the increases here. And then as far as inflation, I mean, that's even a better proposition for out here, because everything started lower.
As you just heard, what wins over is the quality of life over the cost of life, or the cost of living, I should say, at the time. And right now, we're just in a different time. Yes, these rate hikes are slowing things down here in the New Braunfels area, and they're forcing families to get more creative, maybe not build such a large house, maybe a few hundred less square feet is good enough for them. And guys, maybe this, what we're going through right now, this slowdown into this recession possibly could be a blessing, because it could allow home materials and trades to catch up. And typically when you have more of something and fewer takers, prices typically come down. But I want to know what you guys think. The rate hikes, the slowdown, what is it doing for your plans to move to the New Braunfels area? Are they on hold right now? Or are you full steam ahead? Do you still have plans to move here? If that's the case, I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can email me, you can call me, or you can shoot me a text. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.